My view with the Ye and Nick thing, I mean, I guess Nick view it differently to me. Like I still talk to some people that's around Ye that I met. But I'm a little different. I look at it like this. Somebody that's around Ye, they literally called me, bro, to vent because they said Ye is like getting just more demonic by the day. You know what I'm saying? I can't give specific details clearly or who it is, but that person also told me that they're the ones that talked Ye out of
Prawn
thing. And it's like, don't get me wrong, that's cool. And then I got a message from another person on the inside, and they was like, listen, it seems like Ye is going back, the way that you want him to go. And I'm like, it sounds good, and I hope it's true. It can be true.
Yeah.
But I'm not willing to, again, put my name on the line. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't, he's not stable enough. You know what I'm saying? He's not stable enough. His table is on broken legs. You know what I'm saying? So, I really do hope he's headed in the right direction. But Nick maybe views it a little different. He's like, maybe I can be that good influence on Ye. You know what I'm saying? And he possibly can. But you're also pinning your name on when I'm saying, when you do it, I can't do that again.
So you said someone talked him out of the
prawn.
So it was a serious thing, and then he backtracked, or was it just a troll? Like what was
not a troll? Not a troll.
Oh, that's just heartbreaking, man.
We were hoping.
That's just heartbreaking.
That's
not a troll.
That's only the stuff people know about publicly, man. There's a lot of stuff that's just more like that's just asinine. You know what I'm saying? But
dang.
Yeah, I heard a few people talked him out of it. It's so weird because the reason Kanye worked with me and I flew out of Tokyo is because of my song Homemakers. And part of me is like, did you even listen to it? And when I was around him, the one thing I will say, and it's funny because like it doesn't matter if who says it because I understand why people don't believe it. But his walk with Christ wasn't fake at all. Like I know a lot of people don't believe it because he is very unstable. But if you talk to anybody that was around him, if you talk to Nick Fuentes, if you talk to Shane Cashman, you will get a consistent, answer like, no, it was real. You just have to have been around him to understand how real it was. The issue, though, is to me, it seems like maybe it was just a phase that was real because, like, he found me because of my song Homemaker.
Girl, you feminine, not a feminist. God formed you from my real back to Genesis. Proverbs 31, woman, verse 26.
And once again, I'm talking about women dressing like whores in the song. I'm talking about, like, everything I talked about is literally everything he decided to start promoting. Like
and he's also been like a kind of a coomer like that, right?
Specifically, Coomer is an intentionally poorly drawn computer image of a man's face with a scraggly, light brown beard and hair, wrinkly forehead, red eyes, and menacing but realistic-looking grin. The name Coomer, apparently, is intended to refer to a man who likes to coom.
Like,
and he's also been like a kind of a coomer like that, right? Like he's always kind of had that, that streak to him. But yeah, like you said, did he even listen to the lyrics?
Yeah, he told me he don't like the way his wife dressed. Like he told me that when we was in Tokyo. And I think he was at a crossroads, and I think he went completely to Satan's side because to me, like, he chose certain people around him over God, and he decided to go all in on Satan. Now I feel like maybe he realized that ain't really what he thought he wanted, and now he's trying to crawl back. I don't know. It's like either way, that's an unstable mind. We're not talking about this process over the course of years, like a back and forth process. We talking about over the course of 1 year. You have to remember, I was in Tokyo with Kanye in July of last year. This is not even a full year, and this man went from Jesus to I am God. Let's make
prawn.
I am the new Jesus. Yeah,
and what now? Now in the last week, has he shifted back to Jesus behind the scenes? It's like
that's double-minded. Yeah,
that's a crazy shift in 1 year. Like we're talking about a roller coaster.
Yeah, that's crazy. We talked about this a couple weeks ago with that Nala situation, and I think Ye is another example of that where I just always use the example of Paul, because you're talking about Paul was converted. He was a member of the Sanhedrin. He knew the scriptures as well as anyone. And yet what does he do? He steps away after his conversion. He doesn't go right into ministry. He steps away for 3 years before he begins his ministry. And if Ye was getting good discipleship, I saw the interview between his pastor and Apologia Church. I thought that was a really good video. They outlined like what they were doing with him and his discipleship, but he jumped right into wanting to do that Sunday ministry, wanting to become a minister. And it's like, dude, even Paul stepped away. Like, you can't just step into the limelight. And I don't know. It's hard for somebody that famous.
I agree. I thought the same thing about Naylor. Like, and don't get me wrong, I get it. I feel like everybody here, when you're a new Christian, you learn a few Bible verses, you're very hot for the word. You're like, you just very confident. Yeah. You're very, you're very loud, ignorant and loud, I might add, but you are loud, which is not, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is a bad thing when you have influence, because you're not even at a point, like I said, your table doesn't have, stern legs at this point. You're still a babe trying to give other people the advice. Like, I saw a clip of Nayla. She said, I hope, just pray things, find salvation and learn about the truth of God. I'm like,
the truth is that I got absolutely radically saved by Christ.
Like, you need to go learn about the truth of God also. Like, I don't know.
Yes. But Bray, so isn't it back in the day, like, I going to like churches, if somebody came from like a OF or the streets, you'd be welcomed, but you wouldn't be in the front, like leading it. It seems like she just came in front all of a sudden.
You see people in church for 10 years still not in leadership positions. You can't just come, like, her boldness. Like, listen, I know as a person, I'm studying Matthew right now. I'm trying to become like a Google for the book of Matthew. Then I'm going to go do that for every book. I study Matthew nonstop. I just got an 83% on Matthew 10, the Matthew 10 quiz. And I know the exact numbers. I'm very, very angry about it. But it shows you that you can read the Bible 1,000 times and still really not know. Yeah. And I know she hasn't read it a full one time yet. Like, she probably haven't. I don't even think she probably hasn't even read a full chapter of any book yet. And she's out here telling other people that they need Jesus. I'm like, this is like just, Paul went away because Paul had to, become in the fullness of his faith in Jesus Christ. And, so she's out here getting all the interviews. Everybody's like, oh, her conversion's so real. I'm going to say this, and I barely comment on her, but I'm going to say this. I listened to some clips of that Michael Noe interview, and I bet you they had a lot of technical tests. I'm talking about, man, it would have been a time. I think she is a capper. I hope she is genuine, because going from OnlyFans to Christ is a beautiful story. But her tone, the way she talks, even how she says it, all seems it's like theatrical to me. It's like she's playing a character. That's what it sounds like to me. Oh,
she's fake. Yeah, she's like fake and gay. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I said it on Twitter, and people got so angry, and I'm like, okay, I'll leave this situation alone.
Middle MAGA.